I would love to know your story, perhaps from start to finish. Take as long as you want. I understand that approximately 4 years ago, you released a video saying something along the lines of the end of Sasha Daygame. You were Sasha Daygame, but not anymore, it seems. So, can you tell us about your journey and what you're doing these days after that?
Well, yeah, I guess I was propelled into creating the Sasha Daygame character because I had a really tough childhood, and my mother was like super abusive. So she would like, I joke about all this in my stand-up now. So she would like throw boots at my head and tell me I was never going to amount to anything, and she would buy me like the worst clothes, and she didn't t teach me like the basics, like brush your teeth once in a while, or like have a shower. Like I got nothing. So I was the really awkward, weird, stinky kid in school everybody made fun of. And I didn't love myself, and I didn't know who I was, and we all have our stuff from childhood, but for me, it was pretty heavy. So I would be like disassociating. I wasn't able to connect with people. It was difficult for me to be present because I was always up in my head, or I was like escaping from situations because I was so used to being abused by my mother. Like it was impossible for me to be like a normal person, whether it be in conversation or social situations or anything. Like I was a mess. So fast forward, I'm kind of going through life, and then I get into my like, I don't know, early 20s, whatever. And I know I like women. I've liked women pretty much the whole time, but I couldn't, and I really wanted to have a girlfriend, but I was just a disaster. Like I was so needy. I was like, please love me. And women would just go running away from me, like in a big way. So I had to figure something out, right? I was just like, it was a disaster. And I'd already started doing stand-up comedy when I was 17, so that helped somewhat. I was getting some confidence and I was able to express myself a little, but I was still super needy, and I really didn't know anything about women or how to talk to them, or hadn't really done the healing work on myself to be able to feel comfortable speaking to women. So that's where Sasha Day Game kind of happened. I used to be friends with for a while with Mystery back in Toronto because we're both in the same city, so we kind of met at the comedy club. And so he was the one telling me like, "Oh yeah, you can just come up to women," but he was doing all this like all these stories, and he had this system, and he was like doing magic for all these women, and I thought it was weird. I said to him once we were in a bar, Velvet Underground in the late '90s, and I said to him, I said, "Bro, we should be able to just be normal, and talk to women normally, and some of them will like us." And he was like, "No, that's never going to work, bro. You got to put on a show, you got to do all the stuff, you got to tell." So and I didn't like it. I was like, oh, this is too much work. It doesn't feel authentic to me. This is bullshit. So I dropped it. And then of course, as fate has it, the game came out, right? And somebody told me about it. I'm like, oh, I know this guy who wrote this book. So I read the book, and then I got re-inspired. I'm like, man, I still suck with women, and I was friends with Mystery in the old days. So I should probably get better because I'm so bad. But I just hated like the idea of like getting chicks drunk or going out to like it was all fake bullshit to me. Like I didn't like any of it. It was all the manipulation. I didn't like any of that bullshit. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to try something a little bit different, and I did. And I thought I'm just going to go on the street, and actually I'll give credit where credit is due. It was actually somebody sent me a talk by Bad Boy, and I listened to Bad Boy, and Bad Boy was actually like, guys, just tell them they're sexy, tell them whatever you. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this, but I'm not gonna go to a nightclub. I don't like the idea of the night stuff. So I took the concept and I said, well, let me try it. I'm funny, and I'll just go out there and be funny and hit on women and just tell them they're hot and stuff. And I just did that. I just went out and was like, hey, beautiful, how's it going? You got a boyfriend? And immediately, as soon as I started being real and just flirting with women, I started like immediately like I hooked up with one girl, I hooked with another girl gave me your number, another girl gave me a number. So I was like, oh man, I went from zero to like sleeping with one girl, several dates happening like real quick. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And so yeah, so I was in London at this time, and there was like a London Seduction Society, really amazing community of people there, like really good guys, like really helping each other out. So I started posting on there about my success and failure and all this kind of stuff, and it just kind of took off. And next thing you know, lots of people are reading my posts, and then it just kind of grew, and eventually, like I just kind of like started helping people out, kind of for free, and then eventually someone gave me a little money, and then I'm like, oh, okay. And then they're writing reviews, and I'm like, I guess I could charge more money. And the next thing you know, that just kind of blew up into this business, and I put up these videos of me talking to women, and so those went viral. And next thing you know, I'm charging like shit tons of money, teaching men how to do all this stuff. But it got deeper and deeper because as I got more into it, I realized, okay, it wasn't, yeah, some guys are just shy. Some guys just don't know what to say. They don't know how to connect. But a lot of guys just had these weird inner beliefs, like they weren't good enough, or they weren't worthy, all kinds of inner games, what would be called inner game stuff, I guess, in the community. So as I got older, I just matured in my teaching. So for a long time, it was just about breaking through social freedom, getting guys not to give a fuck what people think, getting over rejection, being playful, maintaining eye contact. There was a lot of stuff, being curious about the woman. But as I got more and more into like doing my own personal work and getting into shadow work and healing myself and getting more healthy and like feeling good about me, more of that went into my teaching. And somewhere around 2015, I was teaching a boot camp and I'm listening to this awkward dude hit on a woman. And I just had this feeling of like, oh, this is so awkward. I just kind of was like, I don't want to be listening to dudes hit on women anymore. I'm done. So I just knew that part of my journey was done, like teaching the kind of the pickup side. I just didn't want to do it anymore. Even though the business was booming, everything was going well. I just was like, nah, because I just wanted to keep going on my spiritual journey. I was working on myself. I was having profound spiritual awakenings, and I just want to focus on that. So I told people like, hey, I'm going to do my last couple of boot camps, and then they packed out, and I taught those boot camps, and that's it. And I went on with my life, and I've been doing a lot of stuff since then has happened. Um, but I just officially quit teaching like dating, even though once in a while if somebody reaches out and they really need my help with something, I'll still once in a while take private clients. I just don't really put myself out there. If people find me and they really want to work with me, then that's cool. I just kind of leave it to the universe. Um, but yeah, I would just emphasize that like for most guys, you know, it's really inner stuff, right? Like if you really feel good about yourself and you know that you're worthy and you feel good in life, you're going to attract amazing women to you anyway. It's like you don't have to go out and do like 30, 40, 50 approaches in an afternoon like I used to do. If you really feel good about who you are and you have a great life and you're doing what you love, especially that's really important that you're doing something that contributes to the world and you feel happy and you're just being an amazing human. You're just going to attract amazing people like women to you anyway. You're just going to run into these women and they're going to be into you. And also if you have balls and you're not a coward and you get over your fears, when you actually see a woman that you like in some situation, whether she's on a bus or she's in a park, doesn't really matter. It's not that you're going out to do 50 approaches. You'll just see a woman and she'll look at you and you'll look at her and you'll be like, man, I think she looked at me and she's really cute. I'm just going to go talk to her and see what's up. And you'll just do it because it's just you, because you're curious and you want to meet her. And that's such a healthier place to just do those natural approaches than it is to like go out there and like hit on like 50 women. It's just unnatural. And women can feel when you're just done like 39 approaches in a row because you become a robot. So now you're being robotic. Excuse me, can I talk? So now you're a fucking approach machine, and they can feel it, and they're just like you can feel, and it's funny in their energy. Women are so tuned in; they're way smarter. They're just more tuned in than us. I can feel that the woman knows, oh yeah, this guy's come up to so many women. Okay, it's bullshit. So it's actually so much more real and authentic if you just live your life. Like go bowling with your friends, go for a jog, go to the gym, work out, like go meet your friends for lunch, like but just do your normal life. And when you happen to bump into women or you see women, you're like, damn, I gotta go talk to her. Just go do it because in that moment, a woman's just walking her dog and you just came out of a restaurant eating with your friend. You see this woman, you're like, oh my God, I love this woman. So cute. You say to your friend, bro, listen, I'll be right back. I just got to talk to this woman. You run over to this woman in that real life situation. You're like, hey, I don't want to freak you out, but like I just had lunch with my friend back there and I saw you with your dog and you're super cute. And I just want to come ask you on a date. If I know it's crazy, but like, would you go out with me if you're single? And you'd be amazed how the amazing reaction you get because it's real. And the woman knows it's real. She can see like you got your little food bag there and your friend's standing behind you looking at you like you're crazy. And you're just like, sorry, like it's just so natural and she can sense this is like real life. And the fact that you're just being natural and having a set of balls in real life, that's the most attractive thing. And it's kind of organic, it's organic and she can feel that. And so that's really what it comes down to. And that's always my advice for the men now. It's just like work on yourself. Don't work on like, getting good at day game. Work on like go to the gym, lose weight, be healthy, detox, get into shadow work, like work on your shadows, work on your belief structures, like really work on yourself so you're a happy, whole, wonderful human being. And then just trust the universe and then trust that when you're ready for an amazing woman, she's going to show up. And you're gonna, it's just gonna happen for you. But not because you're forcing it to happen. You don't have to force anything to happen. You can just work on yourself. That's literally the most greatest advice ever. Work on yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. Work on you and just watch what happens. So there you go. I'll stop the rant there. Good rant.
Very,
Now we
very
can have some
interesting
discussion.
stuff. I got a lot of good ideas from that.